for good for those who trust in the Lord. That is what is the promise of God, and we find it sometimes happening daily in our lives. When the lockdown began, my husband was stuck in Chhindwara, and which is a very small town in Madhya Pradesh, and we were in Rajasthan, Jaipur. And just 2 days before the lockdown, I had a severe ligament injury, and I got a plaster on my right leg, and I was on bed rest. The next day, lockdown was announced, and there was nobody at home who could go and buy stuff to hoard, some food and other things at home. And the only person who could go and buy things was my father, who is nearly 70. And my mother was very worried that the government is saying it's very risky for old people should not go out. But we had no other option, because we wanted to buy a few stuff. We all knelt down and prayed, with me lying on the bed, and we asked God's protection. And with that, Papa went to the market, got a few things, eatables for home. We couldn't get even a single sanitizer, they were all out of stock. And he came back. Those 2 months I was on bed rest for nearly 1.5 months, and God protected my dad even after he went out over and over again to bring things from nearby stores or places. I also look back and I realize how beautifully God fulfills his promises of protection in our lives when he went in and went out, and there was no one else, and he would go on his two-wheeler, not even a car, because he does not feel confident enough to drive anymore. And so things went on, and my husband was in Chhindwara, and we had been trying very hard to bring him back, because we didn't know when the lockdown is going to get over, when things will get normal and he will be able to come back home. And we had tried politically, his own organization had tried, the heads had tried talking to the political leaders there. Nothing seemed to have worked out. My dad's birthday went by, my husband's birthday went by when he was away from us, and soon our marriage anniversary was approaching. And one fine day, while making breakfast at home, I simply told God, Jesus, now even I have surrendered. I have no hope that Anshuman will be here before August or September or even October. I really don't know when he is going to come, and it looks like we are going to celebrate this anniversary staying away from each other. I simply said this in my heart to Jesus. And the next day, I had just returned from buying ration for the family, and my husband called me that my organization has given a number. Please go and talk to this person, and all you need to do is go to the collectorate and get a pass, and through this person we will get a pass. The only thing is that a family member needs to go and seek permission. They are not giving permissions to organizations. And I realized I had no hope, and I told my mother before going, I know this is this will not bring any result, but I'm going because Anshuman has said to go, and I don't want to disappoint him, and I don't want him to feel that I did not try. So I'm going, though I know there would be no result, because we have tried every possible way. We had tried talking to the politicians in Chhindwara, we had tried talking to the politicians in Jaipur. Nothing seemed to have worked out. I went with no hope at all, no faith at all, in a sense. I simply told Jesus, I'm going because Anshuman has asked me to go, because I have really no hope left. And when we went to the collectorate, my God, there was a huge line of people standing in a queue to seek permission. And when Daddy and I saw this, Papa was like, it's going to be very difficult. How do we, there were people standing probably since morning. And somehow I slipped through the way and reached the shutter, which was already locked, and there was a huge mob, and people were getting angry. Tempers were hot, because inside the collectorate people were fed up of people barging in and not maintaining social distance. Outside, the people were very upset, since they have been I saw young girls standing in queue, old people standing in queue, because they needed permission to bring some or the other of their loved ones back home. And I just simply breathed the name of Jesus, and I said, Jesus, this is going to be impossible. but suddenly a man comes from nowhere and says, "Aap log, please go and try the back gate. This way you will not go anywhere. You will not reach anywhere." And we wondered, where is the back gate? He said, "You just go from there and you will find." And he disappeared, did not even tell us exactly where the back gate is. So daddy and Papa said, let's try the back gate, since there seems to be no hope here. And we asking the way, we reached the back gate, which was open, the shutter was open, and we somehow managed to get inside the back gate. And the wonderful thing was, the moment we entered the back gate, somebody came and locked the back gate's shutters as well. And we were like, wow, thank God, at least we've gotten. But now the problem was, we had to go to room number 121A, and the collectorate is a huge building, multi-storied, and we didn't know which way to turn. We didn't even know whether to go left or right, which building, which floor. We didn't know anything. And again we stood wondering, lost feeling. And Papa is saying, oh God, how do we figure out which room? Again suddenly a man came and said, where do you have to go? And I said 121A, and he said, follow me. We simply followed him without thinking anything. He took us to 121, which was on another floor in another wing of the building. And he said, this is the room you need, and he went away. We looked at the room to see whether we have reached the right room, and then we turned back to thank the man. The man was not there, he had already gone. And we went inside, and it took us at least 2-3 hours to get some formalities done and sort things out. But finally we got the permission. Anshuman got a pass, and we went home. And that very evening, a driver and a taxi from the hotel took the pass from us, and he left early in the morning next day. And he traveled all day, reached in the night at Chhindwara, rested in the night at Anshuman's hotel, and again early in the morning, which was the 6th of May, the morning of 6th of May, they started back from Chhindwara to come to Jaipur. And by 6th night, Anshuman was there, and 7th was our wedding anniversary. So on the eve of our wedding anniversary, miraculously, just because I had told God, I have surrendered, Jesus, I have no hope that Anshuman will be there with us and with his family and his children. But God said, the moment you say, I give up, God says, my work begins just from there. And that is exactly what happened in my life. The moment I felt I have given up after trying all the worldly sources, I surrendered and I said, I cannot bring him back. Jesus said, now you rest and see, stand and see the work of salvation. As Moses says, just stand and see the work of God, Lord's salvation. All the Egyptians that you see today, you will never see them again. I saw that happening in my life. The Egyptians in my life were the troubles and the problems, the challenges I had in front of me to bring Anshuman back in such a situation. But the moment I stood still, God wrought his salvation and brought him back home. And I really have no words to express my miraculous experience in that building of collectorate, which is a building full of government officials who become insensitive because of so much of pressure from the public. And we had no one, no approach, nothing. But we reached the right place, the right person. God bless those two angels who came and showed us the way, took us to the back door, took us to the room, and everything went very well. So I really want to thank God and praise God that even amidst troubles, that is the time when his light shines brightly. In fact, most brightly, because it is only in trouble we see the hand of work in our lives. When we are happy and complacent, we sometimes miss his hand, we miss his presence in our lives. But when we are in trouble, we can clearly see the presence of God in our lives. Over to Anshuman, because he also has a wonderful testimony to share.
Yeah, thank you, Atiqa. And the wonderful thing that has happened with me is, it was the year 2016. And as Atiqa has shared, that I'm with one of the most premium hotels of the country, that is with the Taj Group of Hotels. And it was during this time that I was being put into the deputation in another organization. And this was the time where I was just thinking that, okay, I'll be heading the learning and development department of my hotel. But all of a sudden things changed, and I was deputed to another sister concern, which is called as a Tata Strive, that is totally into the skill building. And during all those 2 to 3 years, they were very troublesome for me. I was simply questioning the God that, God, why this thing has happened with me? I was supposed to head this thing, and I waited for this opportunity. And then when the moment it has come and it has started, it was taken away from me. So I had a lot of questions. At time I used to fight with God. I used to be very I did not used to like to go to my workplace also. However, over a period of time, say after 2 years, there were a lot of additional responsibilities have started coming to me. And one should say that apart from the unit level, which is the JML Palace, I started getting recognized not only at the unit level but also at the corporate level. So this is where the work of God have started happening for me. And then this coming to the lockdown, which happened in the 2020. So this has been the biggest blessing of my life, and for that I really thank God. And though people, they say that it is all about connecting the dots, and I don't believe into that. Rather, I believe that for the people of God, anything happen, it happens for the good. So the thing what I would like to share is that just 2 to 3 months back only, it was started. We were getting this rumors that from every Taj Group employee, there would be 20 to 40% salary would be deducted, because the hotels, they are not getting functional and no operations are happening. Hence, we are not able to continue with the make the profits. So we have to cut the salaries. And I was we were, and because we have also bought the house, so we were all into very in worries, and we were simply continuously praying that please take care of us, God. And suddenly, when the salary was about to get credited, I received a call from the accounts department that Anshuman ji, your salary is not getting deducted, so you are getting the complete salary what you are actually getting. This is the moment when we realize that yes, whatever happens for the people of God, it always happens not only for good, but it happens for the best. And even today, I realize that the salaries of my colleagues, one of my best friend, he also bought a house, and the difficulties what he and his family is going through. For that, I really thank God that yes, that time I really questioned God, but those answers of 2 to 3 years back have been answered now. That how God miraculously take care of you, of the people, those who tend to follow His commandments, who tend to follow His path. Another miraculous thing which has happened with me was that we. So when I question God that why I have been put into deputation from Taj to Tata Strive. Then when this 2020 came and the salary thing has happened, so this is the time when I got my answers that Anshuman, this is the reason that why I have deputed you from here, from Taj to the Tata Strive. So the another miraculous thing which has happened is that we were all awaiting for our yearly bonus as a part of an organization incentive. And the best thing, and though we never ask anybody, however, some people, they just share that some got 40%, some got 60%. And by the grace of God, again, because God's protective hand was there with us and His blessings has always been there with us, I believe that in the entire organization, I got the maximum, that is nearly, it was 68.5% of the bonus that provided to me by my organization. And then one day when me and the family, we were sitting, then my mother-in-law, she just asked me that how come, Anshuman, your salary is not getting deducted. And the only thing what came to our mind is, it's not because that I was shifted into, it's because I am in Tata Strive, it's because God has made such an arrangement for us. So dear viewers, dear church members, no matter the trial and temptation that came into our lives, we should always remember to follow our Creator and trust in Him, no matter from wherever He takes you, but trust in Him, because what I always believe and what I always say, that if you follow God, if you follow His commandments, if you follow His path, everything is going to come for the betterment and for the best. Thank you so much, and God bless each one of us.
We hope our testimony encourages you in your time of trouble, because we also had our questions, but God answered them in His own good time. Sometimes it takes 4 years, sometimes 40 years, sometimes 10 years, but God has all the answers. And some, let us prepare to go to heaven. We may find rest of the answers there with Him in heaven, and ask Him our answers, ask Him our questions face to face. God bless you.
Thank you.